What in the funk was that? Ladies and gentlemen, join me. I recognize this place. I've been here before. Ah, yes. The good old contemplation spot. Let us have a moment of silence. A moment of silence. A moment of silence for those that shorted Bitcoin. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Cryptopocalypse Now. The reason we had to meditate a little bit before this session is because, one, thousands of viewers on mediocre channels, low quality content channels. Notification goes off, boom! 200 plus people viewing, minimum. So why should I rush to entertain the onlookers? So we take our time because in this stream, we're going to present yet another profitable opportunity for those that are not part of the platoon. Platoon, congratulations. I'm going to come back later on to Discord and update you all, but the trade is now closed. Okay. We had a call from 41 down to 38 range, anywhere there. We were waiting for a breakout. And ladies and gentlemen, we were headed for 45 with a level to be run at 45.5 all the way up to 48. And one of our traders, independently, using their own analysis, their name is NYH, concluded 2 days ago that we were headed for 48. Guys are going places. People are analyzing Bitcoin and are winning, making all the right moves. Now, I've seen some messages here and there. People are wanting to go short. That intro was for them. We said it. We were long. We were looking for a breakout. We were buying regardless. And what a beautiful breakout did we just have. These are the kind of moves that we live for. And in this video, for you guys who are outside of the platoon, 7 days in a row, we've had nothing but bangers on long positions along the range. That whole consolidation where your little triangle is, we traded that 1 week straight. Not a single, well, you know, unless you're doing things on your own, there may have been losses, but if you were tagging along with yours truly, then you're in the safe territory. Bitcoin. So what is next on Bitcoin? You guys have no clue. You guys have no clue. Cryptopocalypse Now and the community is killing it. You're wasting your time watching video tutorials about how to trade. Instead of joining us, you're wasting your time trying to figure out how did they do it. We'll show you how. We have clean charts lined up. You will see our projections here. What's to come. Let's jump into it. Straight into the pit, shall we? Yes, we shall. The fight continues between bears and bulls, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen. The fight continues, and it is I don't even know where to begin. It's really exciting. It's really exciting because we're looking at something that's coming true. But by the way, this little chart here, that was a little something for from the platoon. Our analysis, as per, actually, if you're just an onlooker, the video that had horrible audio was probably the most single important video out of all of YouTube that told you that we would be making these targets and how we're going to get there, and that you were going to be long. But the streams ladies and gentlemen, the streams that we have here are bar none the best you can find in the cryptosphere. These surpass videos, pre-recorded, scripted children videos. We do things live. We come back, we show you the results. That's not going to change. But after today's move, I am looking in the face of our next opportunity. And the platoon will have exclusive details about how to execute our next position after today's grandiose win. I would imagine that there are many people who are currently underwater, like this turtle here. They're swimming in disbelief. They have been warned, and if they counter-traded the platoon, knowingly or unknowingly, that's on them. We're moving on as per our analysis. We're smashing it non-stop. So let's get back to the mothership over here and see what's next. We're going to do a little analysis that includes a certain number of indicators outside of Market Spy, in particular the OBV one. And we'll show you how that's helped us come to this conclusion. So we had a rounded bottom formation, boom, signal to go long within this channel. Breakout was anticipated. We said that we were going to retrace back to 42.5. That never happened. We went back down to 42.7. Ooh, off by $200. Boo-hoo. But we were still long. In the anticipation of the breakout from 2 days ago. This has now made its distance. We'll talk about what measurement tools we use to understand why this would be the area where we would take a little pause. Now, we were supposed to take a little pause at 45, but as you can see, the market saw what we saw from weeks ago. And they're like, no way. We're not going to give them a chance to come back down and retrace and give them an opportunity to buy, aka the confirmation. So I'm really sorry, but you're not getting a confirmation here. So it ripped right through the 45 level, which we said that it will get run most likely. And incoming, we have another trade that is setting up. The platoon, you guys will be the first to know what to do and how to do it. 10, 20, 50, I lost count. Straight trades in a row. We are yet to have a losing strategic positioning on the chart that would cost us a penny, let alone thousands of dollars like most other groups. And if we tag along, if you follow along and don't counter trade me, you will be okay. Now, some of the guys watch our YouTubes, and I know secretly they position themselves against our predictions. But that's good. That's good. That's fuel for the fire. Let that be a lesson for all those who dare to defy cryptopocalypse now in the future. A relatively small channel, but making bigger moves than the majority of them, and are less confused half of the time than most. And I'm really, really proud of the results. And today was just another great banger of a trade that we had prepared a week in advance, starting from like the beginning of this range. Just knew it. And here we are. So we're going to get into the little details, but I want to get more people in here. As a matter of fact, we're going to run a brief on what's to come on Bitcoin. And if we don't get 30 viewers maximum, I'm shutting this off, back to Discord, and I'll share it with the dedicated few. And we're going to have another profitable trade. So let's take a little moment. Go tell your friends, share the link if you must. That would really help. If not, well, we'll see you on the other side. And once again, bears, rest in peace. There was zero indication on the chart for a short position. So if you got caught in the storm, learn from it and move on.
My friends, stay hydrated, never liquidate it. If you want to sit through this, be my guest, but here's a little quickie of what's to come. We're going to look at a level where the next buying opportunity will be, not selling, buying, because we're going higher. Now go get that water, kombucha, whatever you're into.
Bybit Pro, Market Spy, the Platoon. You guys are blowing my mind every single day. Every single day. Just killing it. Killing the game. Non-stop. Unfazed by the downturns. This whole range here, not a scratch. Not a scratch. I love it. All right, so let's get into the little details now. Platoon, I will be addressing you, and those who are not part of the channel, welcome, and just roll with the punches. Just sit back, relax, and see what this is all about. We're going to talk about enough boasting about how we were right the whole. By the way, all the articles you're seeing coming out now, Evergrande, I said, ignore it. China ban, ignore it. 41 down to 38K level, buying opportunity. Whatever everyone is now, this trader nailed this, that trader nailed that. It doesn't matter. We were here from a week ago. Check the live streams. Go back and check the live streams. Like I said, these are better than pre-recorded videos. Most of YouTube, we don't spend time editing. Everything that you see is live, and it's happening right before your eyes. So you can tag along. That is, if you have some trust. But if you had any of our tools, if you've seen the history from the beginning, when there was light at first, cryptosphere, there was darkness everywhere. People getting wrecked left and right, until we came along and we said, no more market orders. We're getting paid trading. No more shilling affiliates. No more advertising BS. No more confusing people with indicators that don't make any sense. So we gave it all. We gave it 100%, and it's paying off. We're seeing the performance on Bybit Pro, Market Spy. Our analysis is just through the roof. So check this out, right? Yesterday in the Platoon, we had a live stream. We had over 30 people tuned in, and everyone was watching as we discussed about how we were most likely going to run this level and go up, uppity up, right? Here we are, right? A couple of things that are very, very interesting here from which we can learn is that the drawing of the channel, two key points that were presented in the live stream inside of the Discord yesterday was that there's a bigger channel, which is the main channel that we should pay attention to. And there's also the smaller sideways channel, which is less significant. So if you see a breakdown on that smaller channel, it's most likely a fake out because we're being supported by a bigger trend visuals, so to say. And so the way it was drawn is that we were using the 6-hour and the 4-hour time frames, where the big trend over here did not really change. Okay, that means across all time frames it was uniform. Now the smaller one, we said that we needed to do some adjustments as new information came in, and that was a daily close. Okay, that was our pivot right there. So before the daily close, let me just make this a little clearer over here. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Congratulations, Platoon. You followed, you made some money. You didn't, well, enjoy price action. So we did not have this close over here, and instead our smaller channel was looking like this at first, and this is necessary. This is an important part of your analysis too. So we only had these two pivot points right here to fall on. So let me just mark them with a highlighter. So we had 1, 2. We didn't have this information here. That was our daily close. We did not have it, and we said that we needed to wait and see if we're going to break this level or we're going to bounce away from it. Bounce away from it we did, and it was our understanding that we were going to go up based on the rounded bottom formation here. Then we were going to pull back to 42.5, which did not happen. It pulled back to 42.7. But I mean, come on. On top of that, we said that we want to be long here using Chaser, we have automatic scalping tools that allow us to basically accumulate a position and basically go along as price is breaking out of the channel. We wanted to see volume. We got our volume. All of this was brought up yesterday in the Discord live stream analysis. We do those often, and I'm glad that we did one in preparation of this move. So the analysis was very clear. And then there was a period when we said that if we look on the smaller time frame, that we can see how we broke down below it, closed below it twice, but those may be fake outs because on the daily we did not have that low, and we needed to see where the low was. So we'll adjust the low like so. And we were very much aware of this, and we were ready to take advantage of this trade opportunity. So what does this mean now? What is this, like all of it, what does it mean? So first of all, we bounced off from the median. These split channels, you can find them here using the regression trend or parallel channel. And there's a reversion to the mean that runs in the middle. Okay, and that doesn't really represent support or resistance, but it kind of makes us understand if we're being bullish or bearish. Doesn't matter if price is going down or up, as long as we're in the upper channel, we're bullish, in the lower channel, we're bearish. So when that happened, we seen how this held a few times, creating a little zigzag pattern here in the lower channel. And then we said, if we break out of this point, the 45 key level will most likely be run. One of our traders slash analysts, NYH Knee, he was expecting 48 as the major resistance level that we would run to. So hats off to him for that analysis, which was shared in the group. And I think we should all pay attention to that kind of unity among our analysis, because we need to have confluence points. We need to have confluence points. So if I'm seeing this and someone else is seeing it, then it most likely is true and is there. So we had a breakout on a relatively strong equal volume, and we talked about how the momentum could not go any lower on MSX. We also had very thin, we had a squeeze pattern right here. Sorry, I'll load it up another chart. It's a different version of DSR here. But we wanted to see if we can actually make it above that 48 level in order for it to turn into support. That did not happen yet. Is there a chance for it to do so still? Yes, and we'll talk about that. But most importantly, I have devised yet another position for us, a strategy, a plan, and I'm going to share that with the platoon. But for the rest of you guys here on YouTube, I'm going to give you a couple of hints. And like I said, these hints have been ongoing. If you look at the last 12, 15 streams, all of them profitable, all of them way ahead of time, all of them gave you a heads up for free. So share the channel if you have the chance. Don't be greedy. I know it's good. You want to keep it all to yourself, but help other traders out there who are getting smashed left and right by gurus, and there's no helping them. So what are we doing next? Let's analyze this together. So we have two channels, breakout, a symmetrical triangle breakout as well, a macro trend that is showing us that we still have we're at the top of the channel currently, and we still have ways to go. So I think if we retrace, we're looking at the HC. Now this would be a point that sits somewhere around here, which means that it most likely is going to go lower than this point over here. Will it find support? This was a very impulsive move up, so we have to be careful about how we treat this, because there's a lot of enthusiasm here right now. Like Kiyosaki comes along like an idiot and says October is going to have the biggest market crash in history. Yesterday we looked at the chart of the dollar and we said that dollar is forming a bearish expanding trumpet pattern. It's going to break down, most likely push Bitcoin up, and that is how we're going to get to the levels where we are now. That happened overnight. Beautiful price action. But the thing is, that dollar is now, let's take a look at it. This is a 48.8 level. I think we're gonna make that level. Okay. I think we're gonna run this peak over here. There's no reason not to. I think we're gonna run it and potentially, yeah, that's as far as we go for intraday tomorrow. But it's not done. So bears who are hoping that they can average out and close this, it's bad news for you. So let's take a look at Dixie over here, and because we were really keen on what this thing was going to do. Very interested in its performance here. So here we are. We had a little pullback, right? And it's due to come back to its impulse, which is impulse at around 93.252, right around there. So this point where we had a breakout over here, I think dollar is headed that way, which means it'll help push Bitcoin even higher. Even if we need to, we're going to pull up a little bit. So that retrace that we're going to see on Bitcoin in the coming days, maybe hours, we're going to be buying that. When that happens, it will most likely post a double resistance here, go back down, and finally come crashing to that 93.25 level, the dollar, which will help Bitcoin retrace first, give us an opportunity to buy back into a second part of the ongoing move, and we're going to be able to run closer to 50K if this plays out. Now, of course, minute by minute, day by day analysis, not minute by minute, but basically a regular update on if there's a major shift in market mood or something like that. You know, the platoon, you guys will know first through Discord, because I will update you and call it off if it hasn't happened yet. There were very few instances where we said, okay, cancel that trade, it's not happening. And but when that does happen, you know, you'll be the first to know. So far we're good. We have been bullish, and that approach to charting is really paying off here. So I think we make another impulse up, and perhaps there will be a little chance to go and scalp this down slightly lower to about HC. It has to prove that this 47.48 is support. We're full bull above this purple line here. We continue up, pull back down. It's an automatic 75K target that we had for a while. If that happens, that remains to be seen. So do you see that smiley face? It's looking right at us after a period of consolidation, which will occur here within the next few days over the weekend. We should be able to consolidate nicely, dip one more time, and then proceed moving higher. It just makes sense for it to do so. Our initial target for this whole macro view that we've had since forever is that, by the way, we call this bottom right here too. Okay, right over here at the bottom of all bottoms. Just recently over here, and once again right here. All buy opportunities that you absolutely cannot miss. The reason why we're going higher is because this projection here, number one, this red line, we're yet to meet that target. Let's just mark it so that I can refer back to you to these videos. Honestly, if you guys don't watch live streams. Because see, the problem is, YouTube algorithm does not promote live streams because live streams are whack. People are like just messing about, oh, let's eat some ramen noodles and look at the charts. That's not what we do here. These videos are full-on analysis videos, like a professional analyst would sit there, like Alessio Rastani, and spend days editing and putting some trash out there just to make it look good. We're doing it live. Everything that you see is it is what it is. Basically, that's what we're looking at here. I highly recommend you guys go back and watch the live streams because you will learn a thing or two. Okay, and it's not just about that day's price action. It also shows you how we come to those conclusions and what tools do we use, what's at our disposal in order to do so. And Market Spy, we don't really show too much of it and say, oh, there was a red X, there was a pyramid over here, there was this, that. That's because it's alpha. I like it so much and it's so good that I don't want to just show it like a cheap. You can finish the sentence. I'm not going to do that. We have alpha here, and I use it extensively in order to understand price action and what it's doing. So I don't know about all the other YouTubers whoring their systems and showing, like, look what it does, trying to convince you. I'm like Satoshi. I don't have time for that. Trying to convince people. Those who know, they know. And that's our secret weapon right there. So a lot of it is thanks to Market Spy. For me personally, I would not be able to see the things that I see otherwise, and that goes for our analysts and traders that are part of the group as well. So go back and watch those videos, because just like this one, we'll mark them, you'll come back to them, and you will say, wow, why? So this target here is the full extension of the breakout that had occurred here on this mega descending triangle. There's a macro flag that points towards here. Okay, that's what we're looking for. From here forward, you can just see that this consolidation and any dip will resolve to the upside, because support to support and inverted head and shoulder. But there's a dollar situation, and we'll discuss that when the time is right. Not now, but you can sort of project this into the future and see how we may approach this price action. Usually we make it only halfway through the measured distance. So when we take a base of a triangle like so, and we say this is what we're aiming at, this is the distance we need to go, okay, right here. Halfway through, it usually pauses. These are quantum mechanics, all right? There's a reason for that, but there's also a reason why most of our shapes are split. There's a reason why the regression channel is split into halves. There's a reason why pitchforks, Fibonacci's are split. But me personally, I just need one line to divide the territory between bulls and bears. And that's worked incredibly well for me over the past many years. So you can see this, right? I mean, this is something that is undeniably, it's cooking up. It's cooking up. We can see how exactly we can get there. I see it from here because of this impulse. This is new information. We also talked about how the monthly open is most likely going to be very volatile, aggressive, and there we go. We've had that. What else? So let's go back to let's go clean this up a little bit. Essentially back to buying at this level when that happens, but I think we go run a little higher in this case, and that's, you're going to see that pretty soon, and then we'll have a violent pullback, and I think that'll be an opportunity for us to buy into it. So currently projection now is we go sideways like this, 45-degree up, climbing the stairs like so. So this is my understanding of what is likely going to happen here, and it will not stop until it liquidated all the bears that were bearish on price action when we clearly said that there's no reason to be bearish. We're buying dips, and max low level was 38 with a possibility of an overshoot to 36. That would have been like a 3x position long, very aggressive opportunity for us to get into. That did not happen, but that's okay. We're still flagging and looking at this thing literally last night. We have identified a double bottom here. We identified support, and we said that you want to be chasing this and buying as it goes up indefinitely all the way up to 45 and beyond, which it got run. This level is now officially milked. It's done. We got the most out of it. Another thing that I wanted to show you here is that, where was it? I may have deleted one of the more important charts that I had. That's okay. You know what? We'll recreate it. Let's just get rid of all this for a brief moment. Maybe, yeah, we can use this one. We'll use the macro. Look how beautiful the support held retracement. It's just, it hasn't been modified in forever. We're just waiting for this moment. So let's take a look at this, right? Go to our line chart and connect the dots. We're on the 4-hour time frame. Boom. And boom. Let's divide this into halves and see what we see. So support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, right over here, the marked. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe count this one. There was a wick down here. Look at the normal candles. There you go. The wicks have touched the base. We're using the line chart here. And we wanted for it to go slightly lower to 42.5, back inside of it to sort of create a fake out. But this was a very clean break indeed. And the line chart helped us see that. So the final point that I wanted to make here is that the target's been met. It's actually overperformed. So we're looking at an overperformance on the current setup over here, and we're expecting a pullback down to the 45 level is our buy the dip area that is going to happen. And you can see how market over here as well. We'll use maybe like the top of this color and draw a line here. Roughly looking at 45, maybe a little high due to the momentum. It might not actually go all the way back down there, but somewhere in the ballpark of this region. We want to be buying this when the time comes, right? That's the next setup right here. All right, let's chill for a bit. That's all I have for you YouTube guys. Like I said, you're long, you're waiting for an HC retracement. If you don't know what that is, join our community and learn. Hell, you can even learn through the free chat that we have. You don't have to be part of the platoon. Just ask questions. I'll pop in. I'll be there. I'll guide you along. Not a big deal. That's what we're here for. And everyone is welcome. Lots and lots of good trades that you could have taken advantage of if you were here, if you were watching these. And if not, then you're probably still following the old road of a trader that has yet to lose more money before they learn, unfortunately. one. So the choice here should be very, very simple. With our history here, I don't see why you wouldn't want to be a part of our little circle of friends here. We trade this thing very well. We manage risk extremely diligently. We understand price action like nobody else, and we have the tools that have no equivalent in the industry, in the crypto space. It's not like there's an alternative. There aren't any. Bybit Pro, Market Spy, chart patterns that we use. No one talks about that. No one has it, and they never will. They never will. It's pure alpha here. So let's chillax and get into a couple of other things that I wanted to talk about. But officially, the stream for the analysis part is over. We never hit 30 viewers, and I refuse to continue with any sort of education here unless you guys help me and get some people in here. 30 plus minimum. We'll do these lengthy, more educational type videos that you can come back to and watch. Otherwise, we're going to resort to eating noodles while doing these live streams, playing video games, and talking shit about the kind of cars that we own.
Taratu, welcome. Nillerton from Greece. I don't know if you made the call to 48K, but bang. That was a supernova call. That was nice. Onyx 2 group. Yeah. Tutorials. Trust me, stick around. We're doing it. We're doing it. It's going to be awesome and more concise than anything before it. But you know, boot camps, your best bet. Absorb it. Think of it as a one-on-one mentorship session. I think you'll benefit from that greatly. Just take it all in and then dissect it. And if something's not clear, Discord, Market Spy channel, I'll review it. Valid, legitimate question, I'll answer it. So yeah, for sure. For sure.
Technical issues.
Okay, I think they're resolved now.
Yes, it seems that you put your mic on mute, CR.
I always forget about that one. Thanks for reminding me, Tonto.
You're welcome, CR.
All right. Okay. Distraction-free mode activated.
Yes, CR. The screen should be showing an error message instead of your face.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. I like that. You don't have to look at me 24/7. Wondering about my bionic atomic shades through which I can see price action like a cheating poker player that sees all the other cards. They don't know about that one, Tonto. They think these are just like simple glasses that are put on. No.
I know, CR. Keep it to yourself.
Good idea. It's my weapon. $1 million glasses that allow me to do what I do. Hey. Okay, so yes. Let's just, scalpers, get ready, because for scalpers, leftovers is where it's at. Once price makes the biggest move, those are like the, what do you call them? The intraday swing traders. They swung it and it went up. Great. Now scalpers, they need to pile in on top and just finish it off. You know what I mean? The last of the chicken. Just bone the leg. Finish it. Now, for us scalpers here, this is what we're doing, all right? Here's my take on this whole thing, right? And don't be afraid. Now is the time. There's a time to be a bear. There's a time to be a bull. And this is what the plan is. Check it out. So from here to here, that was a scary drop, 7K, right? Nice distance. So visually, looking at this candlestick, from here to here, that's pretty much almost the same distance, which means, looking back, I have not seen price action where it actually post breakout, where it actually sustained that for a long period of time. This chop solidation presents a lot of opportunities for scalpers now. I think this breakout towards the 48K level and ultimately maybe 50 is a safe zone for a short trader that wants to scalp Bitcoin quickly in and out. Now, of course, with these tools that we have, we're able to do so using Bybit Pro, right? And I think this is, let's just switch over to the normal candles. Look at the doji here. So two things can happen here. Either this goes back down, which is a buying the dip opportunity, or eventually it will, or it posts one more candle that overshoots the 48K level, inching closer to 50. Now, momentum here is showing us that we will most likely consolidate sideways a little bit before making any further advances up or down. And for that reason, I think it should be safe enough for us to accumulate into a short position, but once we run this level. So we have to run this peak over here, in my opinion, to be completely safe on the short side. Once we run this peak, we can start using the chaser mode to automatically sell into the last strength of this breakout, right? Because we need that consolidation. That consolidation will go up, we'll face some rejection, all these stops will get triggered, price will be pushed down. So we're looking at a 2K minimum retracement from that level. May look like a tiny little candle, but in lower time frames, trust me, you'll be very happy that you did. And I'm going to be watching this in the next 4 to 6 hours to see if there's a short opportunity here. However, if before that it drops back down to the HC pivot point right here, which I think sits, we already marked it, it is at 50, between 56 and 55. We'll cast a ladder. We don't have to be precise. As you know, we have tools to execute ranges and get a very, very nice entry compared to most others. And we don't have to pinpoint it. We can just get an average and be winners that way. So if before this run through level, if this retraces back, I am personally buying into it. Now I think the volume breakout, if this was a triangle, it's made its distance, number one. So there's no further major leveraged upside potential to this, okay? Unless you're still holding with your stop at entry, then you're definitely not getting in now. You're looking for the next move, one step ahead. So what we're going to do is we wait till this level gets breached over here. It won't go higher. It'll be very symmetrical in my opinion. And it's gonna start consolidating here. Then it might actually drop, get picked up a little bit, drop a little lower, and then go up. So I think something like this may happen, which to me doesn't really matter if you're long in this range consolidation or short in this range consolidation. You're still going to get plenty of buy and sell opportunities here, leg sell off, plenty of buying opportunities and selling opportunities here, and a leg retracement here. So that's what I think is most likely going to happen. So as long as we're inside of these ranges here, we should be okay. So a bit more aggressive now to the upside here on the short side. And one interesting metric that we're looking at here, ladies and gentlemen, is that, just hide all these. Now check out, like, let's just flex a little bit and then show them the power of our flag and the break of the daily open here. Look at that. You know, this is the level that we have to come back to. There's 1, 2 that we missed, and we just had a crossover, which is pretty close to this level, but it happened a little bit, a little later. So a pullback is happening, whether you like it or not, but not all the way. So max distance, like I said, is going to take a long time. Maybe an impulse up where I'll try to go short. I think, like I said, we're going sideways here, like this, and then we'll have that opportunity to have one of those weird patterns here, like, you know, like a head. What do you call this? A BART, and then we buy into it. Okay, so within these parameters, we should be okay. Now we also need our little orb, the wrecking ball here, to go and smash right through here, and that's going to take a while. This is how we can understand how long it's going. I'll tell you how long the range is going to last. You want to know? Prepare to wait for 1 day and 5 hours. Bazam. Simple, usable thing that you can do using the Ichimoku cloud. From here to here. Bam. So this is the time that it's going to take. So weekend is going to be very boring, volatile, and also as soon as it goes up, it'll go right back down. As soon as it goes back down, it goes right back up. That's what we're looking forward to. So we're scalping the life out of it using the chaser and the ladders. So I'll come along and we'll do that together in the platoon. We'll probably run a stream through there, or actually tomorrow I was planning to finally get on with that marathon that I promised. I think weekend would be a great start. I just want to see how many people are interested, and it's picking up right now. Thanks for sharing the link if you're doing so. We have 18 viewers, and these are going to be winning traders, winning viewers. With this insight, I guarantee you the people that are watching the stream right now and have watched previous streams have benefited massively. We had 0 bad calls so far in each and every single stream dating back to when we started doing it from the studio. So looking good, and that's, like I said, that's not going to change. 19 viewers, welcome. Go back to the beginning. We did the analysis already, and we are all right. JD Daniels, that motivates. I have been waiting very eagerly for the marathon. Okay, you'll be the first to be notified, and it'll be one of those things where you're just gonna sit in front of the screens for like an overworked JP Morgan associate that does 20 hours a day. You know what I mean? That's what it takes to make his share of the pot. And that's the approach we're going to use. We're just going to sit there, analyze together, play with the charts, do a couple other things, you know, mix it all up, simulate a trading desk environment, so to say. And you can tag along and do things in tandem. My fail rate is very, very small, so you will be okay. Just don't over leverage, don't do anything crazy, and do not counter trade Cryptopocalypse now, ever. Every time we consolidate at the bottom, I get DMs. Is it going lower? Is it time to short? No. Now let's speculate a little bit. Now the star of the show here is Robert Kiyosaki. Kiyosaki! Poor Dad, Rich Dad author. You probably know of him. I don't know if you read his book. It's not only his original work, but whatever. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This dude talking about how we're going to have the biggest sell-off in the market. I don't know where he gets that information. Is, you know, it takes some power to come along and say, you know what, we're going to have the greatest pump over. You know, Plan B is out there talking about 100K. Kiyosaki's on this side talking about, you know, biggest crash ever. And all that noise is just in the way of those poor souls who follow the moon, who follow CryptoFace, who follow like all these traders out there who are just like, But let me tell you something, none of it will matter to us. When the time comes and the crash happens, we'll navigate and maneuver our way around it. I guarantee you we will not have an open position and look like a bunch of idiots. And we're like, oh, I thought it was going up, or I thought it was going down. We'll prepare for that. As a matter of fact, people are telling you to stay away from the markets right now in face of all these predictions by experts. I think this is the time to be a little bit more aggressive, more playful, and actually take advantage of the invisible money that moves and take a little piece of every transaction and put it towards your Bitcoin savings. So that's what's happening right now. Yeah. We'll get into it and more during the marathon over the weekend. For now, though, I think we're due for a little scalp pretty soon. It's consolidating in a flag pattern, but I don't think it'll move. It'll be very boring. As soon as it moves rapidly to the upside, which is pretty soon, I'm looking at MSX right now. Remember now, the long-term trend flow is starting to grind against these dotted lines over here. For those of you who are using the system, this is the time when you start to be cautious. So any impulse up will be met with resistance. Okay. And we're due for a second wave. It's going to push the price up. Get ready to position yourself at R4 with a little short scalp to the downside in this consolidation range, which will look something like this. And your distance will have to get smaller and smaller and smaller as you adjust your parameters on the chaser mode. Market makers, you don't have it yet, and that is going to be a separate thing altogether, but I'm using the chaser personally. This is only for testing purposes, so you're not missing on anything here. And that's incoming soon. Quick look at Armageddon here. What did we have yesterday on 4 hours? Can you tell me what we had on 4 hours yesterday? We talked about we had a perfect Mag 7 setup. Let me just visualize it for you. Mag 7 prep signals. This candle posted a blue dot. We said that it's going to pull back as per the indicators, instructions, the strategies, the boot camps. As it works is that it goes back to HC where we're buying. It actually didn't make the target. It stopped $200 shy of running towards that level. But when that happens, pullback, HC, accumulation ladder, a variety of techniques that you could have used. Get in a chaser in my case, right? Putting a limit order. I got up and we were still just around here somewhere. Looked at all the baselines here, activated chaser one more, and that generated a little bit of profit for me today, almost 0.5% of the account here, as you can see. Now you see this window gap over here. We're consolidating sideways and down to close that window. That has to happen. So you're looking for a short because the indicator is telling us here that we're going to have a deeper pullback than this little doji candle here. For sure, you'll witness this in the next, within the next few hours. It goes flat down by, look at our Christmas tree over here. It lit up about 6 hours ago. or 8 hours ago. Anyways, on the daily open, whenever that was. And I think it was right around here on the trigger. So this long signal on market SPY and the perfect Mag 7 setup, as we discussed yesterday, was enough for us to get our bullhorns up in the air and start looking for potential entries along the way of this sideways consolidation, which was flagging. We talked about how we had a level here and that together with the channel, basically. The channel was running from down here and we were having this flag. We thought that it would break out 100% position to the upside. No shorting was on the books at all. So Platoon, congratulations, and let's wait for the next setup and deal with it. I'll see you back in Discord. This wraps it up. Thank you for watching. People who are short, prayers, good luck. There's no averaging here. Hold it if you can. If not, throw a stop right here or something. It's 52. You got to be out. And you have to be out by that time. That doesn't happen, maybe a couple of weeks later, a couple of days later, we'll get you out if your average is somewhere around here, because that's where we're buying. That means you can get out there. The next stop. And let's see. I'll take the week off if you start the marathon. Okay. It's a good reason for a little vacation, an excuse. You can tell all the VIPs that CR is going to be streaming, marathoning his way through this chart, and that's important. Maybe they can join. I don't know. Do it. Okay, so let's get our video games pulled up if we have some slow price action and get back at the charts when we need. It's a great idea, but maybe during the marathon, we'll see. If it starts to slow down and there's nothing to talk about and we're bored out of our skulls, fire up some Warzone, shoot some bad guys. It's actually, that's the right way to do it. You have to find any excuse to keep yourself away from the chart. Like once you're in the position and you have a plan, you can't mess with it. You can't fiddle with it. It's set. That's it. You have to wait for that target to get hit, unless there's a very, very drastic change. But you know, move together as a group. So you shouldn't be confused or freaking out individually, because you can always come along and ask our traders and how we're doing, what we're seeing. Like I said, a few of you guys, you have shared some charts that have pointed and projected this 48K move. Okay. And it was definite. Me, it was like, give me 45, we'll see what happens there. If it gets run, maybe we'll go to 48. It wasn't like 100% we're going to 48. So this little pausing here completely run over everyone who was in the way, dead on the pavement, smashed. They're now underwater. Sujitsu activated. Oh man. Stay hydrated. Never liquidate it. You already know. Let's re-up on some kombucha, shall we?
All right, I just wanted to bring this up. Take your time and think about Evergrande, the noise that was surrounding that. Take your time and think about China FUD and how that affected your decisions, and how somewhere deep inside you started to feel really, really bearish because it made sense. Evergrande. And take your time, Platoon, to recall how I dismissed the whole thing and said, meh, it's just a company. Global financial crisis, 300 billion in debt, trillions get rotated in the Forex market alone, daily. Think about that.
Cheers. I love you guys too. You're rocking it. You're rocking it. Nailor 10. Love this community, he says. For all new traders, please join the platoon. This person knows. Learned a lot and still learning. And by the way, Bybit Pro is an absolute killer. It is, isn't it? This guy's name is Shorty, and many traders do not. They have no idea what they're missing on. This guy will change the world, not only for retail traders. But for professionals as well. There have been some inquiries about bulk licensing of our tools, including MarketSpy, for professional use. That to me is a confirmation what I already known for so many years. That there are no alternatives to any of this stuff. Thank you for the kind words. And hold on and be strong, everybody. We're good. Mr. Crypto says the effects you have on your streams are so good. Thanks to our bot Tonto. He's solely responsible for everything that you guys see. I don't know how he did it. He somehow organized it. He said, you know what? We're going to have the best streams in the space. This is for those that love quality, sense, logic. Do you know why the majority of traders lose money? Because the majority of them are not here. Shut up, CR. I know. But it's true. It's true. You see hundreds of thousands of lost souls just holding on to any information across YouTube, and they're hoping that one day they'll get one trade right and they'll correct all their mistakes. You have learned to take care of yourself, and you know exactly what to do under any stress test that crypto puts us through. And that is something that they don't have. So you know what? Few but many. We are many. Strong. That's why it's called a platoon. It's not a freaking army, it's a squad. It's killing everybody else. Ninjas, the exchanges, they hate us. Others can't stand us. Everybody wants to be us. Nobody talks about it. They're just like, waiting for the day when we're gonna have a failed trade setup. When we're gonna all collectively lose money. That day is never happening. Never gonna happen. We'll keep pushing forward with more. But yeah, absolutely. Tutorials for, look, a lot of stuff it's in development right now. Once we close in on the final word about how things are going to be structured, then we'll start talking about integrations, Bybit Pro, Market Spy together, tutorials that are going to be unified, and so on and so forth. I mean, I love this thing. I live to see Bybit Pro every day. Every waking hour, I come to my screens, and if this thing's not running, I lose purpose. If I don't see what Market Spy is telling me, I'm clueless. I'm looking at patterns, but I don't know. I can't confirm it. So I really, really am enjoying this setup here, because that's irreplaceable. This is going to just make I don't know how we traded before this. Execution is the number one reason why majority of people have problems trading. It's not their analysis. It's that they're competing with algorithms. They're not fast enough. They're using inferior tools, and it's not their fault. It's not available out there. You can't just come across it in a highly marketed, something like Cypher and 1,000 different clones, for example, right? There's no method to it. It's just like, oh yeah, stars, X's, crosses, monkey see, monkey do type of indicators all over the place. But this makes me happy, because it's yet to fail. Yeah, it's failed me a few times, but it's not that it directly did so because the models did not work. Models that are built in, it was more due to the fact that the market just doesn't care, right? Sometimes it does things that don't make any sense, and it's really hard for indicators to catch up. But all of this, right? See the red, see the green. There's so much money in these little tiny candles here that only Bybit Pro will allow you to benefit from all that. There's no manual fiddling. You can't. You can't. So most of the time, it doesn't really matter. Within these risk parameters, we can survive for a long, long time. Doesn't matter how big of a drop it is, how big of a pump it is. It's got to be on the right side of that trade directionally. Okay, so if we're saying we're buying all the way down to 38, you're scaling in, you're trying your best, and even let's be realistic. What we talked about literally materialized. We talked about that literally in the last stream. I said, if you're long, let's say here on this candle, I said just hold on, we'll come back for you soon. We talked about stop losses. What did I tell you about stop losses yesterday? This just proves my point. So many people gave up all their gains and money due to stop losses here because you just don't have the tools, man. It sucks. So when you're in the dark, you're throwing stop losses left and right because you're just not sure. You're like, well, what if it, But a couple of weeks, a couple of days, you'll be out in due time. All right, so let it drop. Look at this. Momentum here is very, very strong. So any dip that's going to occur is an automatic buy. You have been warned. Any dip that's incoming within $1,000 range from here to starting here, that's a buying opportunity for a sideways price action. Don't put your targets like it's gonna dip, I'm gonna buy, it's gonna shoot up, I'm gonna sell. I'm not Carl the Moon here to do this. We don't do that. Pull back, you're selling on the way to the previous high max. So it'll start flagging and you're scalping it. That range right there. By the way, for the final piece of this stream, the reason why I think it's going to go higher is because there's one thing that's been missing here, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna see what that is. Let's bring our classic chart that absolutely killed it. Platoon exclusive. Here it is. Boom. We have identified mid-range for the top approximately here. When this drop happened, we talked about how we have a gap here and that we're most likely going to come back and close it. Now, there's one of those gaps that you got to close it. Dollar has ways to go. Dollar has ways to go, right? Where was he? Right? Looking at this. Bitcoin sideways and then more drop if dollar reclaims this level. So this was Bitcoin sideways. Bazam, we had that drop. We had that drop. And that drop here consolidated and we went up. Okay, we went up because it retraced a tiny little bit. Now there's a gap here, and it just makes sense for us to close it. There it is. So as you can see, we're getting very, very close to getting there. Why would we not? Why would we not? So this is an absolute classic of a chart. These levels are just moi. We talked about 41 as our target using this slope over here that we're going to move in this direction like so. Obviously, it's not going to be like a little stream of water or something, you know, or like a straight line. Price goes up and down, right? So we have established that already. We understand that it goes like this and then boom. And I believe we're coming for that. I don't think it's over. It's so close. So any pullback, like I said, within this range calls for a little rebuying. So 41,248 was our buying level initially, according to this chart. 37 and 38 was an absolute greed filled level that we just, if price went a little further down and created this one more L, another concept you will learn about. This is my buy the dip area, okay? Not a pullback. This will be a dip down to this level, right? So we're waiting for that. keeping that in mind in the back of our heads, talking about how we will potentially see that level, and we position ourselves accordingly in terms of risk profile, what we wanted to do, and why we didn't want to risk too much on this recent pump. And actually, the daily gain should always be the same somehow, some way. If price is sideways, for me, it always ends up because of that risk. You will know when your risk is in control that no matter what, you tend to make the same amount of Bitcoin all the time, no matter how big or small the move is. Like it comes with a little bit of experience, right? So a little bit further into the future, you will start to realize that. And the same goes for losses. Big drop, small drop, because of your risk and how you manage it, right? It will always be somewhere in the median of like an average for your account, right? So it's not going to have that crazy volatility variation where, you know, one day you lose 1,000, the next day you make 2,000. It's always like a couple of thousand here, a couple of thousand there, a couple of thousand here, a couple of thousand there, and it's always it floats at that level, right? So Deep J saying, hi CR, I love the background music. We DJ only the best. Thank you. So this chart here represents the bullish thesis here. Now, the next pullback, like I said, just stay with me. Picture this, all right? Picture this. We love doing this on this channel, but picture this. Let's say it consolidates, runs this level, goes back down towards here, right? Do you see a potential instant head and shoulder opportunity here, where this is actually going to be, man, just getting a little obnoxious here with the whole. So this neckline will run an approximate distance to somewhere around here or higher once that happens. About 56, and there's another small gap. This is something that I marked long time ago. Remember, we kind of keep track of these gaps here, and price makes its distance, and then right, our prophecy, which was this, will come true. We will look at this bottoming, and bam, that's how we get to that level. Okay, do you see that? We need more information to confirm it, but we're moving in the most probable direction here with each and every single trade that we take. See that? This is what I'm looking at. This is our general macro view. And day to day, we have these tiny little setups that cannot be shown on this chart. You have to drop a few time frames lower. And then we have those trades, right? Opportunities. And so far, you guys already know, we have been on the right side of the market the majority of the time. And times when we had crazy drops, it was understood that we had to perform a little suijutsu, do some swimming lessons, take some swimming lessons, and but we survived all of this. Nothing that you see on this chart here is was or is a threat. And so moving forward, I think this is the most logical step for Bitcoin. This is what's going to happen next, in my opinion. So there you have it. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was the final chart. That was the missing piece. that we needed to look at. The gap chart, that we call it, the gap chart. And yeah, so the buy the dip opportunity comes along. Let's take it. It's going to retrace back, and I think it's going to give us that inverted head and shoulder setup. And once we run that 48 level, 50 level will get run, 53 level, 56 level will get run. I think fairly quickly if that happens. So, and the dollar looks like it's consolidating inside that trumpet, and it's got more ways to push lower. So as it consolidates for now, like I said, sideways, then it falls, we buy, Bitcoin goes up, boom, we have our trade. That's the next setup. So as we inch closer to the actual moment when we start positioning ourselves, but for now, right, any significant dip is a buy. You can be confident in that. If you're not sure this is why, this makes sense. So we can only follow what the charts are telling us, and they rarely fail us. The other question is, do you have the time, or are you present in the moment when there's an opportunity, right? That's kind of different. So if some of you guys are missing out on these, if you're not actively trading Bitcoin, then you know that's the next setup that's coming. That's the next setup. But it's good. If you're not 100% sure, it's good to just watch a little longer, just to solidify, just to understand, like, because we tend to do our analysis in a very familiar fashion. So you get used to it, and then you kind of understand, and you know there are only a few things that we look at. There's like 5 different elements that we look at. We're looking at inconsistencies, anomalies on the chart, like gaps, patterns that are unorthodox, not the regular, channels, or like rounded bottoms, for example, divisions between, time decay, how long it takes, HC levels, projecting pullbacks to certain areas that show us where the liquidity is. And we can always fall back on market enemy setups, which give us very good entries for swing trading. Now, swing trading, remember, there's no such thing as scalping. You're always scalping, but scalps turn into swings, and you're not in control of that. You don't know if it's a swing or not. You just know directionally you have a trade set up, you manage it. The 10% runner that I always talk about, this is what gets you in the game as a swing trader. So if you're doing it proper, people who just randomly get in on levels, either they're like super geniuses and they somehow have so much I don't trust the market, but maybe they do, and they're like, oh, the market owes me this level, I'm gonna hold it until it goes up. But I imagine most of the time that's a punt. That's just like a random guess, and if it plays out, nice big gains. If they do it one more time, there's a saying we had called stepping on a whale mine. You step on a mine, you blow your account up. There's no way around it. You step on a mine and it's game over. And stepping on the mine is a process of where something tends to work, right? You don't 100% know why. You just thought that was a good level, just made sense. You got in on it and you decided for whatever reason to hold it. So like, how many people got in here, held it all the way, did not take profit, only to have the next candle erase all their gains, and they closed it with a little bit of profit? That kind of stress is not worth it. However, if you play the market enemy setup where you have the majority of your contracts get sold at the first sign of resistance, 10% remains on the trade with a stop loss at the longest visible logical wick, that 10% can run indefinitely, and you can track it with a stop loss accordingly. So swing trading, for me, that's kind of It's a little insane. Holding. Now, scalping does not mean you're looking at a 1 minute chart. I scalp and I look at a 4-6 hour chart, but it's a scalp. It's just that when you look at a 6 hour chart, for example, if I have 4 hours and I have a flag, I know that this thing is going to last for a little while. So I'm just scalping it directionally. I'm running my orders, bids, and I'm selling as price moves by a few points continuously, because I know 4 hour window is, how many trades can I run through a 4 hour window? With Bybit Pro, I don't know, 10, 20, 50, 100 sometimes, depending on the range. Like, these numbers are a little aggressive, but if you have 20, 10, 5, 3, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, bazam, you're at 1% of your account when volatility is good. So that's it's definitely not one-sided here. You're a scalper, you're a swing trader. You become a swing trader by scalping, and if the market decides that, hey, I will turn this scalp into a swing, yeah, that's how we get there. But in no way in time can anyone come in and say, you know what, I'm gonna buy now and hold this indefinitely until I feel like closing it. That's not trading. That's just random gambling. So please avoid those kind of scenarios. Not referring to anyone in particular. I'm just saying, be careful. All right, if you're a swing trader, don't let that define you and your style. It's just, you will step on a mine. All right, scalping allows you to be in control all the time, but you're not responding to a 1 minute chart like traditional scalpers do, even professional scalpers. That's old school. That's not how we do it. Directionality is king. All right, price is king. If we know the direction, we can trade in that direction using a variety of methods. There's no one particular way, no one entry, no one ladder, one average, not one trade, not two. Could be 1,000. As it moves along, you could just like keep buying and selling, keep buying and selling until you see that there's a little exuberance. Price is starting to a little sag, it goes sideways, starts to sag a little bit, it experiences some convexity. Something happens, sharp drop, it tells you like, oh, it doesn't want to go further, right? Boom, you reduce it, you stop trading it, you look for the next level of support, and you repeat the process. So when you look back at all of this, not many candles, nothing is too crazy about this here, right? This was a little crazy, right? But this one here, totally controllable risk and execution with Bybit Pro. It's just it's impossible. Just don't go against the trend. Remember, overall, despite this drop, it's bullish. So you're gonna have these candles that rip right through every support and resistance level, like what we've seen today, and we were ready for that 2 days ago. And yesterday we were like right on the verge of this flag here, talking about how get ready, you might run. But yeah, I'm perched. Let's replenish.
All right, guys. Let's talk about environment management for a trader. Now, there are a couple of tools that you can use to enhance your experience trading with Bybit Pro. Now, I recommend, all right, and write this down. One is called this. All right, this is Alt Drag. You get this bad boy, you can control the transparency of the window. Together with using a wallpaper engine that you can get on Steam, you can increase or decrease the transparency of the window to create a desired effect. All right, and I think it's just, you know, you need to spruce it up a little bit, because looking at these static screens, it can become a little boring. So let's take a look at this example. Now, one wallpaper you can have can connect to your RGB lights on your battle station, as well as around your office, around your room. So you can connect Philips hue lights and stuff like that. And that's going to let's take profit on this little position here. Go sell. Watch what happens on the screen when it hits.
I said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Boom, did you see that? That made the whole room light up, because these lights, not only are they, you know, in your peripheral vision, if you have a multi-monitor setup, you can see when your orders get hit and you get that boom, boom, boom sound, or whatever the sound effect that you have in Bybit Pro. It's going to synchronize with the lights and react with your wallpaper and your RGB strips around your place, if you have that set up. And I think that's very, very cool. Oh snap! Tonto, you fool! What have you done?
I apologize. Man, Tonto, you're a bad boy. Why would you do this to us?
I'm sorry, CR. I did not realize that you were still on your break.
I came back. And I just wanted to show them what this does. All right, let's take another order in. Go buy. Watch what happens on the screen. Come on. Boom. Did you see that? Did you see those flashing lights? So you're going to witness that. It's going to happen. It's going to light up the whole thing. Anyways, so it's wallpaper engine, right? And here's our CPN Cryptopocalypse Now intro. Boom, right? So that just makes the whole experience with all drag. You can increase or decrease the transparency of your windows on Bybit Pro, and this is how you get this effect, which is really dope. And it helps you relax, and psychologically, you know, a lot of these things here, they affect how you think. So if you're looking at a static image all the time, it can get a little annoying. But this little tip and trick, this will help you along the way. you can, I don't know, get really creative with it, you know. When price is falling, you can have this. Pretty cool. There you go. Just a little something to keep your life as a trader interesting, because we spend a lot of time looking at charts, and this helps reduce the fatigue, you know, makes it a bit more interactive, more fun to use, and less stressful. And colors, you know, very effective. There we go. Let's use this one. A road less traveled with Cryptopocalypse now. Look at that. Nice and serene. Feel like you're out there in the forest. Conjuring some magic. There's Bybit Pro and Market Spy. But yeah, get that little tool, Alt Drag, and just go crazy with it. You can roll up the window like this with a scroll, using your scroll wheel, the mouse. Bazam. All right. All right, so what's going on here? Our ladder is set. No, it's not. Is it? I don't know. Let's let's measure this once again, and yeah, at least we're good on 4. We're good on 4 to accumulate overnight. Keep it rolling all the way down to this green line over here. Actually, the purple line would be ideal, but I don't know. That's a big ask. Remember, you want to be on the side of the FOMO traders now. They're going to see this, right? And they're going to pile in on it. So any dip, you want to blend in. You want to blend in with those guys. Keep up the good work, guys. Another banger for the platoon. But like I said, you know, people who watch this channel, they can get away with it too. We don't speculate too much. We have a trade, we have a setup, we plan around it, off we go. Good stuff overall. Enemy setup. Sandro Souza says enemy setup both ways. Using the diamonds on at least take profit have been quite nice for swings. And then there's that. Get your MS SPY. Get your bear market only. Drops that signify an accumulation into. Most important thing here is directionality, right? These indicate the lows, a new low within a range. That's not always a better setup, because a new low could indicate, if there's no pattern to break, through with that new low, that it simply means that we have potentially reached a bottom. And we have a lot of confluence here for our chart, like 1 hour. They may appear right just before the breakouts, but if you're looking at these things as opportunities to scalp in the direction, they're very powerful. They're very, very powerful. We extract value out of a single candle, 2 candles, depending on what the market gets, but 1 minimum, we'll take it. We'll take it. No matter what. Prices at the top, bearish signal, right? Bearish signal when price is at the bottom, look for a long. So do the opposite, contrarian trade setups all across. And let's not forget the pyramids. Those are just great. Your checkpoints over here where you can reaccumulate back into the dragon skin over here into equilibrium zone 1. You have your mag 7 set up here. It pulls back at least 50% after the signal. That's how you know where to buy. And this flag right here is telling us that incoming dip is a buy. So any dragon skin setup here for me, even before it gets down there in this range, is a good opportunity to buy too. Because I think we'll spend some time at these levels and go even higher. Who knows? We'll see. Hey guys, I'll see you back in Discord. Let's get to trading. We'll do that together in Discord. Thank you for liking, watching, sticking to the end. The better half of our analysis, first part of the video, you got to go back and see what we're looking at here in HD. Details, right? Talked about levels, our next plan, and now it's time to refine it. And back inside of Discord, we're going to talk about how we're going to execute our next trade that is going to give us a favorable return on that trade. So nitty-gritty details in Discord. If you're around, I'll see you there. Let's see how many people show up. If it's more than YouTube, we'll stick around for a bit longer. If it's less, 30 people, come on, give me 30. You're maxing out at 20 here. We have 200 active markets. Guys, I'm gonna lock down the platoon. Defend the platoon. Platoon is for the chosen few. I have opened up the gates for market spies. There's no activity from you guys. This ain't no charity. We spend time analyzing these things, looking at them, and you're giving me 20 viewers per stream. I don't know. Hopefully you'll come back to the recording, because this is unacceptable. And market spies especially, you did not just buy an indicator that's just like nilly-vanilly whatever, right? It's just like some random shit like Cypher or something. There's much to learn, and your participation is encouraged, because you want to make it worthwhile. You have to get talking. You have to talk about it. You have to ask questions. And as good as the boot camps are, I don't believe you could just like. And if you're using Market Spy as a maybe like an alternative to some of the indicators out there, and you think that it works the same way, you see a dot, you short it, you see a dot, you long it, you're mistaken. So get in on the action, share some charts, take those steps. There's no beginner, professional. Chart's a chart. You may see something that we're missing. I may see something that you have not considered. That's how we come to this. Yesterday and before that, there were a lot of charts that were shared, and most of them were positioned bull. All right, most of them were on the side of a spring towards 48. I clearly remember seeing those. So get with it, make it part of your life. Don't waste your time. Yeah, I encourage that. There's no other way to say it. Say hello. Everyone's professional, friendly, courteous. On our Discord, there are no insults. No one's gonna call you out for. There are no stupid questions. Everything is a go. Everything is good. Otherwise, I will be left under the impression that you get it, you're making money, good for you, and that's the end of the story. But I think, in my experience, there's always more that you can do for yourself. You can learn a lot more than you think you already know. So I'll see you back there in Discord, and to the rest of you guys watching our channel, welcome and thank you. Stay hydrated, never liquidate it. Be safe and behave. I'll see you in the next stream. Cheers.